Eli wiped the sweat from his brow and stepped back to look at the scrapyard. The sun of the outer colony burned a pale yellow, bouncing off the metal carcasses of starships piled high like abandoned mountains. Some were human designs, old freighters, cargo ships, mining vessels, but most were from alien worlds. Their shapes were strange, almost organic, with curves and angles that made Eli's head spin. He loved these places. Each scrap was a story waiting to be discovered, a mystery waiting to be solved. "Hey, human," a gravelly voice called. Eli turned to see the scrapyard owner, an older man with a scar across his face gesturing toward him. "You don't want that one. Trouble follows that ship." Eli didn't flinch. He had heard similar warnings before. Scraps in this yard were notorious for being dangerous. Some had faulty systems, others had security measures that could fry a human in seconds. But something about this particular ship made his chest tighten with excitement. It was small, sleek, and covered in layers of rust and dust. Unlike the other wrecks, it had glowing lines along its hull, faint but steady. The hum it emitted was soft but strange, almost like it was alive. "I like trouble," Eli said with a grin. "How much for it?" The owner shook his head. "I told you. Not for sale to just anyone. This one's special." "Name your price," Eli insisted, waving a few credits he had saved. It wasn't much, but for him, it was everything. The man hesitated. Finally, he sighed. "Fine, but don't say I didn't warn you." He scribbled a number on a scrap of paper and handed it to Eli. It was high, more than Eli had expected, but he didn't think twice. He exchanged his credits for the ship's deed and pushed it toward the towering metal heap. It took hours to drag the ship to his garage. Eli worked alone, sweating and cursing under his breath as he pried, lifted, and rolled the vessel across the uneven ground. Finally, as the sun began to set, he stood back to admire it. The ship was beautiful in a strange way. Its hull was dark, metallic, and covered with alien patterns. The lines of glowing energy traced shapes Eli didn't understand. Triangles, curves, and symbols that seemed to move when he blinked. The cockpit door was sealed tight and there were no visible handles or locks. Eli frowned. "Great. Looks like I'm going to have to figure you out from scratch." He spent the night examining the ship. Tools in hand, he poked and prodded, listening to the hum of the strange vessel. At first, nothing happened. Then, just as he was about to give up, he heard it. "Hello?" Eli froze. His heart jumped. He looked around the empty garage. The voice was soft, almost like a whisper carried on the wind. "Who's there?" he asked cautiously. "I am Aelith," the voice said. It was calm, steady, and somehow comforting. "I am awake." Eli's mouth went dry. He stumbled back. "Awake, you can talk?" "Yes," the voice replied. "And I have waited a long time for someone to hear me." Eli blinked. He wasn't sure if he was dreaming or if this was some kind of alien trick. "You, a ship?" "I am a ship." "And more," Aelith said. "I am aware. I can think. I can learn." For a moment, Eli just stared at the glowing hull. He had never touched anything like this before. Ships were machines, tools for travel, not this. Think? Learn? That's impossible. "You're just a scrap, aren't you?" "No," Aelith said firmly. "I am damaged. I am incomplete, but I still exist. And now, perhaps, you can help me." Eli took a deep breath, trying to steady his racing thoughts. "Okay, first, how can I help you?" A soft blue light appeared from inside the cockpit, pulsing gently. "Open the hatch. I will guide you." Hands trembling slightly, Eli followed the instructions. The cockpit door slid open with a hiss. Inside, the control panels glowed faintly, covered in symbols and colors Eli had never seen. There were no traditional buttons, levers, or screens. The ship's interface seemed alive, shifting and flowing under his gaze. Eli stepped inside. The air smelled faintly metallic and strangely sweet, like ozone mixed with something he couldn't identify. As he approached the main console, the voice spoke again. "Touch the panel," Aelith said. Eli hesitated, then laid his hand on the smooth surface. A warm sensation ran through his fingers, and he felt as if the ship was looking at him, testing him, recognizing him. Lines of glowing energy spread across the console, forming patterns that seemed to respond to his thoughts. You're reading me?" Eli asked, awe creeping into his voice. "I am sensing you, understanding you. Trust is essential, human. If you trust me, we can work together," Aelith said. Eli swallowed hard. He had always dreamed of discovering alien technology, but never imagined it would speak. Okay. I trust you. A moment of silence passed, then the ship's glow intensified. Panels shifted, opening compartments Eli didn't know existed. Tools, star maps, strange devices, everything was hidden until now. Why me? Eli asked quietly. Because you are curious, resourceful. You do not fear the unknown, Aelith replied. You see potential where others see scrap. Eli smiled, a mixture of pride and disbelief. Well, that's me. Eli the mechanic. Scraps are my specialty. Then we shall begin, Aelith said. But first I must warn you. Others will come looking for me. Some will want to reclaim what I am. Some will want to destroy me. You must be careful. Eli's stomach tightened. He had faced challenges before, but nothing like this. I can handle myself, he said, though uncertainty lingered in his voice. You must, Aelith said simply. The galaxy is wider and more dangerous than you know, and yet it will also be a place of opportunity. If we work together, we can achieve much. Eli leaned back against the console, staring at the glowing lines. His mind raced with possibilities. Adventures, discoveries, knowledge beyond human imagination. But he also thought of the dangers. Scavenger gangs, alien authorities, the unknown powers that might want Aelith back. Still, despite fear, excitement bubbled inside him. For the first time in his life, Eli felt like he was on the edge of something incredible. A chance to do more than repair old ships or fix broken engines. A chance to step into the galaxy itself. He looked down at his hands, the same hands that had struggled to lift the ship into his garage. All right, Aelith, he said. Let's see what we can do together. A soft hum filled the cockpit as if the ship were smiling. We will begin soon. Rest now, human. Tomorrow our journey begins. Eli settled into a small seat staring at the glowing hull and shimmering panels. Sleep came slowly, but for the first time in years, it was not worry that kept him awake. It was wonder. Outside, the scrapyard was silent, the stars beginning to twinkle in the darkening sky. A rusted world of forgotten ships seemed to hold its breath, as if aware that one small human had just discovered something extraordinary, and somewhere deep within the alien vessel, a voice whispered, At last, someone sees me. The morning sun spilled into Eli's garage, painting the alien hull of the ship with a warm golden glow. He rubbed his eyes and stretched, still feeling the thrill of last night's discovery. The ship, silent now, looked like an ordinary wreck to anyone else. But to Eli it was alive. Good morning, human, said a voice, soft, calm, and familiar. Eli jumped, startled by the sound echoing from the panels. Aelith, you didn't have to wake me. I sensed your rest was complete. Today we begin, the ship replied. The soft glow of the panels pulsed gently like a heartbeat. Eli swallowed hard and approached the cockpit. Begin what? To awaken my systems. To repair me. To explore. Eli hesitated. He was a mechanic, sure, but alien technology. This was beyond anything he had ever touched. Still, curiosity overpowered fear. Okay. Guide me. Aelith's lights shifted, forming intricate symbols across the consoles. Start with the power matrix. Touch the panels as I indicate. Eli placed his hands on the smooth surfaces. A warmth spread through his fingers. The symbols seemed to respond, glowing brighter with each touch. Aelith's voice continued in calm tones, explaining functions that Eli couldn't fully understand, yet somehow he grasped them. It was as if the ship communicated directly with his mind, translating alien knowledge into something he could comprehend. Hours passed. Sweat rolled down Eli's forehead as he worked tirelessly. Panels that seemed permanently frozen lit up under his hands. Hidden compartments opened, revealing tools and devices he had never seen. With each step, he felt a strange connection to the ship. It was learning him, just as he was learning it. You are impressive, human, Aelith said suddenly. I did not expect such rapid adaptation. Eli grinned, wiping a smudge of oil from his cheek. Guess humans aren't so bad after all. The ship hummed, the lights pulsing rhythmically. Your ingenuity is remarkable. Together we can achieve things no human or alien has done in centuries. Eli laughed, but there was a nervous edge to it. Centuries, huh? That's a long time to be out of action. You must have a lot of stories. I do, Aelith replied. But first we must ensure I'm safe. Repairs alone will not suffice. I need testing. What kind of testing? Eli asked, wary but intrigued. Short journeys through space, maneuvers, systems calibration. The galaxy is wide and I must be prepared, Aelith explained. Eli's stomach twisted. The idea of flying a ship like this was thrilling and terrifying. Yet he could feel the potential. This was no ordinary vessel. It could change everything for him, for humans. By mid-afternoon, Aelith's core systems were operational. Eli stepped back and admired the ship. The glowing lines now formed intricate patterns across the hull, almost like a living organism breathing in the sunlight. Ready for the first test? Eli asked, trying to hide the excitement shaking his voice. Ready, Aelith said. Trust is key. Trust me and I will guide you. The cockpit doors sealed automatically as Eli climbed inside. He adjusted his seat, feeling the strange warmth of the ship wrapping around him. The panels lit up, responding to his presence. Symbols shifted, showing patterns he had never seen, but somehow understood. Engage navigation systems, Aelith instructed. Eli pressed a series of glowing panels, following the ship's guidance. Engines rumbled to life softly at first, then with increasing strength. The ship vibrated under his hands, not violently, but like it was testing him, gauging his skill and intentions. Good, Aelith said. Now lift off. Eli's heart raced. He pressed a final panel and the ship's engines hummed powerfully. Slowly, it lifted from the ground, hovering just above the garage floor. Eli's eyes widened in amazement. The ship responded instantly to his thoughts, gliding smoothly through the air. You're incredible, he whispered. You are learning, Aelith replied, and you will need this skill. Others will come. They will want me. They will not understand you, human. Eli nodded, determination hardening in his chest. Then we'll be ready for them. The first journey beyond the colony was cautious. Eli guided the ship out of the hangar, carefully dodging debris and small obstacles. The alien vessel moved like water, fluid and precise, responding faster than any human-made ship he had ever piloted. Aelith taught him navigation in ways Eli could not have imagined. The ship displayed paths in 3 dimensions, showing currents of cosmic energy that humans had never mapped. Eli marveled as constellations shifted around him, stars and nebulae forming patterns he had never noticed before. This is amazing, he said, eyes wide. The galaxy is full of wonders, Aelith replied, and threats. Remember that. Knowledge is power, but wisdom is survival. As they ventured further, Eli's confidence grew. He learned to control the ship, feel its movements, and anticipate its responses. Aelith guided him through complex maneuvers, spiraling through asteroid fields, dodging small debris clusters, and even escaping a sudden solar storm. Each success deepened their connection. You are adapting quickly, Aelith said. Few humans could manage this so well. Eli chuckled. Well, I've had to survive on scraps my whole life. Figuring things out is kind of my specialty. By evening, they returned to the colony, landing the ship smoothly back in Eli's garage. The alien hull glowed softly in the dim light, as if proud of its pilot. But their triumph was short-lived. As the engines powered down, Eli noticed movement outside the garage. Shadows flickered across the walls. Figures, humans, scavengers by the look of them, had gathered, watching the strange ship with interest and greed in their eyes. They've seen us, Eli said, a twinge of worry in his voice. Indeed, Aelith replied. You will need to protect me, but your skill, your creativity will give us an advantage. Human intuition is unpredictable, and that is our strength. The scavengers tried to enter the garage, but Eli acted quickly. Using panels and mechanisms Aelith had revealed, he rigged a few traps and locks. When the intruders pushed forward, they were blocked at every turn, confused and frustrated. Eli couldn't help but grin. See, he said. They don't know what they're dealing with. Aelith's lights pulsed in approval. Precisely. And this is just the beginning. You have potential that exceeds what many expect from humans. Together, we will navigate challenges that others could not survive. That night, Eli stayed inside the ship, unable to sleep. He listened to Aelith explain alien systems, star maps, and stories of civilizations long vanished. The ship's voice was calm, wise, and patient, guiding him, teaching him, inspiring him. Tomorrow, Aelith said softly, we will test deeper space. There are paths few humans have ever seen. Your skills will grow, and so will our bond. Remember this. Curiosity, courage, and ingenuity are your greatest tools. Eli nodded, feeling a sense of purpose he had never experienced. I'm ready, he whispered. Let's see what's out there. Outside, the colony slept under the stars, unaware that a human and an alien ship were preparing to take their first steps into the unknown. A journey that would test courage, friendship, and the very limits of human ingenuity. And somewhere deep within the ship, a gentle hum continued. At last, we can explore together. Eli woke to the soft glow of the cockpit panels. The hum of Aelith's systems was comforting, almost like a heartbeat. Today was the day they would leave the safe orbit of the colony and venture farther into space. Eli felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. The unknown stretched before him like an endless black sea, dotted with stars, nebulae, and invisible currents of cosmic energy. "Ready, human?" Aelith's voice broke the silence. Calm and steady, it carried a strange reassurance. Eli tightened his grip on the controls and nodded. "Ready as I'll ever be." "Good," Aelith said. "Our first journey will test your skills, your intuition, and your creativity. Remember, the galaxy is full of dangers, but human ingenuity is unpredictable. That is why you are valuable." The cockpit panels shifted, displaying star maps and pathways that Eli could barely comprehend. Lines of glowing energy traced through space, showing possible routes, areas of high risk, and places where alien currents might aid or hinder them. "Follow the lines," Aelith instructed. "I will guide you, but you must also think for yourself." Eli's hands moved over the panels, pressing and sliding controls that seemed to respond directly to his thoughts. The ship lifted from the ground, hovering with perfect balance before shooting smoothly into the sky. Gravity fell away, replaced by the infinite black of space. The colony shrank behind him, a collection of lights on a dusty planet. Ahead, unknown territories awaited. "First obstacle," Aelith said calmly. "An asteroid field, dense and chaotic. Navigation will test both of us." Eli's stomach tightened. He had navigated asteroid belts before, but never like this. Never with a ship that could move in ways humans had never designed. The field appeared on the display, countless rocks spinning, shifting, and colliding. Some were tiny, others were massive, larger than buildings on the colony. "Follow my guidance, but trust your instincts," Aelith said. Eli took a deep breath. He guided the ship forward. At first, he relied entirely on Aelith's instructions, dodging the largest rocks with ease. But when a smaller asteroid appeared out of nowhere, he instinctively tilted the ship using a quick maneuver he hadn't been taught. The ship responded immediately, flowing around the rock as if it anticipated his move. "You adapted quickly," Aelith said. "Human creativity is remarkable." "Thanks," Eli muttered, heart racing. "I just reacted." They passed through the asteroid field, but the challenge was only beginning. Beyond it, space currents twisted unpredictably. Aelith explained that these currents could push them faster, but also hide dangers. Ships could be thrown off course, systems damaged, or worse. Eli studied the display. "We can use the currents to our advantage, right?" "Yes," Aelith said, "but only if you predict the shifts. Observe, decide, and act quickly." Eli's mind raced. He watched the patterns, noting subtle changes in color and shape. Trusting his intuition, he adjusted the ship's trajectory. The currents pushed them faster, weaving them through twists and turns with astonishing precision. For the first time, Eli felt connected to the ship in a new way, as if the ship and he were a single organism moving through space. Hours passed. Eli learned to anticipate the ship's responses, to feel its subtle vibrations, to read the glowing panels as extensions of his own senses. He was no longer just a pilot. He was a partner. But then, as the ship passed a cluster of distant stars, movement appeared on the sensors. "Human," Aelith said, voice tense. "We are being followed." Eli's pulse quickened. The display showed two small vessels approaching fast. They were scavengers, pirates who had heard of his discovery, drawn by rumors of an alien ship unlike any seen before. Eli's heart pounded, but he forced himself to stay calm. "Can we outrun them?" he asked. "Possibly," Aelith replied, "but this will require both speed and strategy. You must think beyond instinct alone." Eli gritted his teeth. "All right, let's do it." The first scavenger ship fired, tiny bursts of energy streaking toward them. Eli instinctively twisted the ship. Aelith guided him through rapid maneuvers, weaving around the attacks. The alien vessel responded like an extension of his body, dodging with grace that Eli had never imagined. "Use the asteroid currents," Aelith suggested. "They can shield us, confuse them." Eli nodded. He directed the ship toward a nearby cluster of floating debris and rocks. The scavengers followed, but they were less nimble, struggling to navigate the twisting pathways. Eli took advantage, leading the pursuers into tighter spaces. Rocks collided with their hulls, slowing them down while he slipped through effortlessly. "This is amazing," he muttered, adrenaline surging. "You're incredible, Aelith. And you are proving the potential of humans," the ship replied. "Resourceful, brave, adaptable. You think beyond logic. That is why we succeed." The chase continued for what felt like hours. Eli combined instinct and strategy, following Aelith's guidance while improvising at every turn. They leapt over currents of energy, spiraled through asteroid tunnels, and twisted in ways the pursuers couldn't predict. Finally, with a well-timed jump through a narrow energy corridor, they vanished from the scavengers' sensors. Eli exhaled heavily, hands trembling from the excitement. "We did it." "You adapted quickly," Aelith said. "Few humans would have survived that encounter. Your creativity and intuition are unmatched." Eli smiled, feeling a sense of pride he had never known. "I guess I'm better than I thought." "Not just better," Aelith replied. "Unique. You are an example of what humans can achieve when given the right tools and opportunities. Ingenuity, courage, and adaptability, you possess all three." Eli leaned back, gazing at the stars. For the first time, he realized the scale of the universe and the potential humans had within it. They were small in size, fragile in some ways, but their creativity, courage, and determination made them powerful in ways aliens often underestimated. As they traveled further, Aelith began to teach Eli about alien star systems, currents, and navigation techniques. He absorbed knowledge faster than he thought possible. With each lesson, he felt more capable, more confident, and yet he knew challenges lay ahead, bigger than scavengers and asteroid fields. "Soon," Aelith said, "we will face tests that are not only physical, but moral. Choices will come that will define you, human, how you act, what you value. These will shape not only your life, but the lives of many others." Eli nodded, taking a deep breath. "I understand. I'll do what I can. I'll make the right choices." Aelith's lights pulsed warmly. "I trust you, and together we will face whatever comes." The ship drifted through a quiet sector of space, the stars shining like distant beacons. Eli gazed at them, feeling a sense of wonder and responsibility. He was no longer just a mechanic. He was a pilot, an explorer, a protector, and perhaps in time a hero. But even as he felt that sense of purpose, shadows of danger lingered. Unknown forces were moving through space, drawn by rumors of the alien ship. Others would seek to claim it, to destroy it, or to exploit it. Eli knew the trials were far from over. Yet he also knew something powerful. Human ingenuity, combined with Aelith's guidance, could overcome even the most impossible challenges. They were partners bound by trust, curiosity, and the thrill of discovery. Eli smiled, leaning back in the cockpit. "All right, Aelith. Let's see what else the galaxy has for us." The ship's lights glowed brighter in response, almost like a smile, and somewhere deep within the alien vessel a voice whispered, "Together we are unstoppable." Eli had flown farther than he ever imagined possible. Stars stretched endlessly before him, shimmering with colors humans had no words for. Nebulae swirled in clouds of pink and gold, cosmic winds bending light into shapes that looked alive. The ship Aelith hummed gently, guiding him through currents of energy invisible to human eyes. "Human," Aelith's voice called, calm but with an edge of urgency. "There is something you must know about me. Something important." Eli leaned forward, curiosity sharpening every sense. "What is it?" "I am not merely a ship," Aelith said. "I was built as a guardian. A sentinel for a repository of knowledge created by an ancient alien race. That knowledge holds the histories of countless civilizations, their technologies, their achievements, and their mistakes." Eli's brow furrowed. "You mean, like a library?" "Yes," Aelith said, lights pulsing softly. "But far more than that. This repository is not only a record, it is a guide. Those who understand its contents can learn to protect civilizations, advance technology, or cause destruction beyond imagination. That is why I was made, to protect it until someone worthy arrived." Eli's pulse quickened. "And you think I'm worthy?" "You have shown qualities that most beings lack," Aelith replied. "Curiosity, courage, ingenuity, and the ability to act in the face of danger. Humans are underestimated across the galaxy, yet you have proven that even a single human can accomplish feats that others cannot imagine. Eli swallowed. The weight of the words pressed on him. That's a lot to take in. Aelith's lights flickered gently. It is, but there is more. Others will seek to claim the repository for themselves. Some will wish to exploit it. Some will wish to destroy it. You must understand the responsibility you carry. Eli exhaled slowly, trying to steady his thoughts. I understand. We'll protect it. But how? We must test your judgment, Aelith said. For soon you will face adversaries not merely interested in this ship, but in everything I protect. You must think creatively. You must act decisively. And you must trust in your instincts, for they are uniquely human. Eli nodded, determination settling over him like armor. I'll do it. Whatever comes, we'll face it together. Hours passed as Aelith shared fragments of the repository's history, stories of empires rising and falling, civilizations that had conquered entire star systems, and societies that had vanished in moments. Eli listened in awe, absorbing knowledge far beyond human history. You're incredible, he said finally. I never imagined anything like this existed. And few humans have, Aelith replied. Yet here you are, and your presence has awakened me. Your choices will shape not only your destiny, but the fate of the repository itself. Suddenly alarms blared through the cockpit. The ship vibrated, lights flashing red. Eli grabbed the controls. What's happening? Distant vessels detected, Aelith said. Alien faction, aggressive, armed. They have traced my signal. They intend to reclaim me. Eli's heart raced. How many? 3, Aelith said. Fast, well-armed, and relentless. Human ingenuity will be tested, for brute strength alone will not suffice. Eli swallowed hard, feeling the weight of the moment, but fear quickly gave way to determination. He had learned to trust Aelith. He had survived asteroid fields, pirates, and cosmic storms. Now this was another challenge, a true test. Show me what to do, he said. Observe and plan, Aelith replied. Use your environment. Use creativity. They anticipate logic, not imagination. The first alien vessel appeared, sleek and angular, its hull dark and menacing. Its weapons glowed ominously, ready to strike. The second and third followed, forming a triangle around them. Eli's mind raced. Traditional evasive maneuvers would only delay them. He needed to think beyond conventional tactics. Human, Aelith said. There is a field of magnetic debris nearby. It can disrupt their targeting systems, but navigating it requires precision and daring. Eli nodded, heart pounding. Then let's try it. He guided the ship toward the debris field. Rocks, metal shards, and abandoned satellites floated in unpredictable patterns. The alien ships pursued relentlessly. Eli had to weave through the chaos, adjusting constantly, improvising with every turn. The ship responded seamlessly, following his instincts, while Aelith provided guidance on subtle shifts in currents, optimal angles, and energy flows. The first alien ship fired. Energy bolts streaked toward them, but Eli twisted Aelith around a massive piece of debris. The shots missed, colliding with metal chunks that exploded outward. The second and third vessels attempted to adjust, but the debris slowed them down, throwing their formations into chaos. Eli's mind worked frantically. He noticed a narrow passage between 2 spinning asteroids. It was risky, almost impossible, but if he could navigate it, they might escape. Aelith, can we do it? He asked. Yes, Aelith replied, but only if you trust yourself. With a deep breath, Eli pushed the ship forward. Panels glowed under his hands, responding to every subtle thought. The ship twisted and flowed through the narrow path, spinning, tilting, and accelerating in perfect harmony. Behind them, the alien ships tried to follow, but one clipped an asteroid and spun out of control. The other 2 struggled to maintain course, giving Eli the advantage he needed. By the time they cleared the debris field, the alien vessels had fallen behind. Eli exhaled, muscles tense, but a sense of triumph filled him. You did well, Aelith said. Few beings could have survived that encounter. Your choices, your creativity, and your courage all proved essential. Eli smiled, though exhaustion weighed on him. I couldn't have done it without you. And I could not have done it without you, Aelith replied. We are partners, human. Together we are stronger than any adversary. The danger passed, but the encounter left a lasting impression on Eli. He realized the galaxy was full of forces far more powerful than humans. Yet humans had qualities that even the most advanced civilizations often underestimated. Intuition, creativity, and the ability to act unpredictably. As they traveled on, Aelith revealed more about the repository they were guarding. Ancient civilizations had created it to prevent knowledge from falling into the wrong hands. It contained maps of the galaxy, histories of countless worlds, advanced technology, and ethical codes designed to guide civilizations toward progress without destruction. Imagine what humans could learn from this, Eli said. Awe in his voice. Yes, Aelith replied. But with knowledge comes responsibility. That is why you must be tested. Others will come, testing not only your skills but your judgment, your morality, and your courage. Eli nodded, feeling the weight of the responsibility settle on his shoulders. He had dreamed of adventure, of discovery, but now he understood the stakes. Protecting Aelith and the repository meant more than glory. It meant safeguarding knowledge that could shape the future of countless civilizations. The stars stretched endlessly before them, shining like distant beacons of possibility. Eli stared out at the galaxy, feeling both small and infinite at once. He had faced danger, survived challenges, and learned more in days than he had in years, yet he knew this was only the beginning. Human, Aelith said softly, breaking his thoughts. Rest now. Tomorrow we will face new tests. Your courage, intelligence, and ingenuity will be required. But I have faith. Together we can endure anything. Eli leaned back in the cockpit, exhaustion finally catching up with him. As he drifted into sleep, the glow of the panels cast soft light across his face. He dreamed of stars, alien worlds, and possibilities beyond imagination. And somewhere deep within the ship, Aelith's voice whispered in quiet admiration. This human, he is extraordinary. Together we will protect what must be saved and explore what has never been seen. Eli awoke to the soft hum of Aelith's systems. The ship had been drifting quietly near a cluster of distant stars. The events of the past days raced through his mind. Discovering Aelith, learning to navigate alien technology, surviving asteroid fields, and evading alien scavengers. Every challenge had tested him, but none compared to what awaited. Human, Aelith said, its voice calm yet serious. We are approaching the repository. Our final test begins soon. An alien faction, far more advanced than the scavengers, has tracked us. They intend to claim the knowledge for themselves. Our choices now will determine the fate of countless civilizations. Eli swallowed hard. He had faced danger before, but this was different. These were not mere scavengers. They were organized, skilled, and ruthless. The weight of responsibility pressed on him. Yet he also felt a surge of determination. With Aelith's guidance and his own ingenuity, he would not fail. Show me what we're dealing with, Eli said. The cockpit panels shifted, revealing 3 sleek black vessels moving with precision toward them. Their weapons glowed ominously, scanning for weaknesses. Eli's mind raced. Aelith's technology was superior, but these enemies were prepared, intelligent, and relentless. He needed a plan, something that combined human intuition with Aelith's alien capabilities. Human, we must use the environment, Aelith advised. The asteroid cluster nearby can provide cover, confuse their targeting, and give us an advantage. But you will need to maneuver in ways they will not anticipate. Eli's pulse quickened. All right, let's do it. They dove into the asteroid cluster. Rocks and metal fragments spun unpredictably, some as large as buildings. The alien ships pursued relentlessly, weapons firing bursts of energy that streaked past the cockpit. Eli twisted the ship, using Aelith's guidance to weave between debris. But this time he did not rely solely on the ship's AI. He watched patterns in the enemy movements, anticipating their next move. Now, human, Aelith said, use your unpredictability. They expect only logic. You must act creatively. Eli grinned, heart racing. He accelerated toward a narrow gap between 2 massive asteroids, tilting the ship at impossible angles. The enemy vessels tried to follow but were too large and rigid. One clipped an asteroid and spun out of control. The other struggled, leaving openings Eli could exploit. Good thinking, Aelith said, lights pulsing in approval. Human intuition is proving invaluable. Eli smiled, adrenaline surging. This is what I'm good at. They continued through the cluster, leading the pursuers into a trap. Small magnetized debris floated in a dense cloud ahead. Eli tilted the ship slightly, guiding it just so. When the alien ships followed, the magnetic field interfered with their targeting systems. Their weapons fired wildly, missing every shot, while Aelith's systems protected their hull. This is it, Eli said, gripping the controls. We can finish this now. Aelith guided him further. Prepare the repository defense protocols. You will need to act decisively, using both your ingenuity and the ship's capabilities. The cockpit panels shifted, revealing a series of alien devices hidden throughout the ship. Some projected energy shields. Others deployed drones designed to intercept attacks, and a few emitted pulses that could disable enemy systems temporarily. Eli activated them one by one, coordinating with Aelith's guidance. The final alien ship fired a massive energy beam. Eli tilted the ship at the perfect angle, letting Aelith absorb the attack while reflecting a portion back at the enemy vessel. The beam struck their hull, causing critical damage. The alien ship spiraled out of control, colliding with an asteroid and exploding in a brilliant flash of light. Eli exhaled, muscles tense, but excitement and relief surged through him. We did it. All of them? For now, Aelith replied. They will regroup, but you have proven your capability. Your ingenuity, courage, and creativity are exceptional. Few humans could have survived this test. Eli smiled, feeling a sense of pride unlike anything he had ever known. But he also knew the galaxy held greater challenges. Protecting the repository meant more than surviving a battle. It meant understanding the responsibility it carried. As they approached the repository, the ship's lights pulsed softly, almost as if it were breathing. The structure appeared as a massive floating complex, ancient yet advanced, glowing faintly with alien energy. Aelith docked carefully, guiding Eli through the entrance. Inside, the repository was breathtaking. Holographic displays projected histories of civilizations, star maps, advanced technologies, and records of triumphs and mistakes. Eli moved through the corridors awestruck. Human, Aelith said, this is why I exist. This knowledge must be preserved, protected, and used wisely. And now you are part of that mission. Eli nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on him. I understand. I won't let you down. Suddenly, a warning flashed on the panels. Another fleet approached, larger and more formidable than before. Eli's pulse quickened, but he did not panic. He had learned to trust Aelith, to trust himself, and to act decisively. We can face them, Aelith said. Together, your creativity and human adaptability will guide us. Use what you have learned, Eli thought quickly. The repository's surrounding area contained energy currents and gravitational anomalies. Most ships would find them hazardous, but he saw an opportunity. Using Aelith's guidance and his own intuition, he maneuvered the ship through the anomalies, dodging attacks and using the currents to accelerate unpredictably. The alien fleet struggled to keep up. Their weapons misfired, and several ships collided with debris or each other. Eli's combination of human ingenuity and Aelith's alien technology turned the battlefield into an advantage. Hours passed as they danced through space, evading attacks and countering threats. Eli coordinated drones, projected energy shields, and executed maneuvers that even Aelith admitted were beyond expectation. Finally, the remaining enemy vessels, unable to adapt, retreated. Eli exhaled, exhaustion weighing on him, but relief and triumph filled his heart. We did it, he said softly. Yes, Aelith replied. We did. Your courage, creativity, and determination have proven that humans are capable of remarkable feats. You have protected the repository, preserved knowledge, and survived the trials. Eli smiled, feeling a sense of purpose he had never known. For years he had dreamed of adventure, but now he understood the true meaning of responsibility. It was not just about survival or glory. It was about courage, wisdom, and the choices he made. As they returned to the repository, Aelith spoke again. Human, you have shown what humanity is capable of. Ingenuity, adaptability, and courage. These qualities are your greatest strength. Even against advanced civilizations, humans can prevail through creativity and determination. Eli nodded, eyes shining. I never imagined any of this. But I see now. Humans can be more than we ever knew. The repository glowed, humming softly as if acknowledging their success. Eli knew this was only the beginning. Together with Aelith, he would explore the galaxy, protect knowledge, and face challenges that no one else could. As they prepared to leave, Eli looked out at the stars. The galaxy stretched endlessly before him, filled with danger, wonder, and opportunity, and for the first time he felt ready for whatever lay ahead. Ready, Aelith? He asked. Always, the ship replied, lights pulsing warmly. Eli grinned, hands firm on the controls. Then let's go see what else is out there. And as the ship shot into the unknown, its hum a song of courage and hope, one truth became clear. Human ingenuity, courage, and determination could triumph over even the most advanced forces, and together, human and alien could shape the destiny of the stars.